Hello, my name is Gary Patty. I am the CSO of Panome Bio, and I'm here today for ChatGJP. The question is, what sample types are most informative for metabolomics analyses? Well, I would say one of the exciting things about metabolomics is that there are very few sample types that aren't amenable to metabolomics analyses. We've analyzed all kinds of diverse samples ranging from feces to tears to sweat to skin samples to nerves. You really would be hard pressed probably to find a sample for which you could not analyze by metabolomics. Now the question specifically says, out of all of those different sample types, which are the most informative for metabolomics? And what I can say is that most commonly people perform metabolomics in the area of clinical science on blood samples, either plasma or serum. And probably the reason for that is that blood samples are the most accessible. So it's very easy to get a little bit of blood. We don't need a lot of sample to do metabolomics, so that also makes it easy to perform metabolomics. And from just a few drops of blood, we can detect an amazing number of metabolites and lipids that cover a really broad range of the metabolome and the lipidome. Another popular sample to analyze by metabolomics is urine, also very easily accessible. Okay, the challenge with blood and urine, while it can provide a lot of insight, it's for example a matrix that's used very commonly for biomarker or diagnostic or prognostic studies. So if glucose is high in the serum or the plasma, we know that can be an indication of diabetes, for example. But one of the challenges of using serum is that it connects all of the different organs. So when something is up or down in blood or urine, you don't specifically know where the metabolic defect is in a biological system. It could be in the brain, it could be in the liver, it could be in the kidneys, etc. And so we often like to complement metabolomics analyses of biofluids, the blood and the urine, by analyzing the tissue when possible. Now, obviously, if you're studying patients, that can be tricky. Getting a biopsy of the brain, for example, is not possible. But there are a lot of tissues for which they are accessible in the clinic, things like muscle biopsies or perhaps getting samples from autopsies is something that we're able to look at and often do. And you can also extend it into the agricultural space where you can analyze plants, leaves, all different types of seeds, a lot of different applications in that space as well. So in summary, I would say that the samples that are used most often are the samples that are easily accessible, that don't result in the demise of the biological system, like you don't have to sacrifice the animal, for example, to harvest, to get blood, but you do have to sacrifice the animal to get the brain, for example.